Glenn Parker High Vibration Foundation in an effort to do videos of circumstances when I've had bouts of unconditional love, or whatever you want to call it, experience of the isness bleeding through and peeling back the veil. There's another one. The last one I did was for Brad Johnson and Adronis, and this one is Lee Carroll and KRYON of Magnetic Service. And this was sometime later in 2013 that I had this experience, and I was helping out my mom. I was actually cleaning out storage units in the middle of summer in New York. Whoo, fun stuff. And hot as hell. And I was having a good old time and, you know, getting stuff done. And I'm listening to this. I always have my headsets. I'm always listening to stuff. And I came across a story of Lemuria. I'm like, wow, what's that all about? No idea what Lemuria is. And so I'm listening to that and listening, and I'm like, whoa. Again, I'm not going to give spoilers. I'm going to put the video down below, so if you want to check it out, it's down there. The name of the video and a link to the video. In case those video links change or something, at least you have the name that you can go and look up as well. And by the way, if it does change and the link isn't correct, please let me know, and I'll hunt it down and put an updated link in there. Or ask for permission to be able to post it. I don't know, I've never asked that particular organization, but you know, obviously that's possible. Always ask. You know, it's not for profit, it's basically for shooting and spreading information. So back to the point. This one I'm listening to, and there's an occasion in there where they say, you know, you're not alone in the universe. This is one of the most highly focused place in space-time, and everybody's watching. And you have no idea of the quantumness of your nature and how much your light is shining, coming from great darkness going into great light. And then on to Lemuria and stories of Lemuria. And, whoa, okay then. And unconditional love is just abounding for times, and it's going up and it's going down, and it's going up and it's going down. I listened to it several times that day, and it's like, whoa. Besides the epic amount of information that's in there, and if you don't know what Lemuria is, or if you haven't had a lot of good background on it, KRYON gives a lot of information. You're like, wow, I mean, so there's information coming in. And what's funny is the last time I had a very epic episode of unconditional love, if you like to call it that, when I allowed more unconditional love to bleed through, it was another story. And like through allegory, you know, where they're actually telling an actual story, like a historic story like this one, which is kind of interesting. I think some of Bashar's stories too that I've had unconditional love in have been stories, like, you know, stories, either galactic or interplanetary, things of that nature. How interesting. So I deeply identified those. I also deeply identify with the idea of first contact when Bashar talks about first contact and anima, and I can't pronounce her name correctly. In any case, his counterpart, female counterpart that opens up the gate and opens up the doorway for first contact. I really deeply identified that, and I identify with having a lifetime on Bashar's homeworld and doing first contact. So I'm going to be looking for a private session with Bashar. I'm back on the West Coast. I'm going to be setting that up sometime soon, and I'm going to see if I can record that and post it, if I can get permission to do that. And I have tons of questions, a lot of them relevant to some of the things I'm posting now. So I think that will be very useful and very exciting. So as far as this thing of unconditional love, this thing, you know, don't chase it, don't seek it. It is not something that you can track down. It's not something that you can duplicate. You know, watching these videos or listening to mine or whatnot, trying to duplicate experiences, it doesn't work that way. It is ferreted out by your highest excitement. So do the most exciting thing and follow your highest excitement and reintegrate yourself as a holistic being and come with the collective consciousness that's going to go to the idea of first contact, and that's how you do it. And the type of energy that you give off by doing so will put you into a synchronistic set of events that you will ferret out into and come into a reality where you actually do have first contact. So it is just that simple. We make it a lot more complicated than it needs to be, historically speaking. So simplicity, creation is very, very simple. It can seem very complicated, but it's in structure, it's very simple, or else it would collapse and fall apart if it was overly complicated. So I hope that was helpful for you, and I think that is everything I wanted to share. Love and light, and have a fantastic day.